One cannot raise oneself above one's circle. Here, one must suck from one's environment, and one has no other counsel except through much work in Torah. Therefore, if one chooses for oneself a good environment, one saves time and efforts, since one is drawn according to one's environment. Baal HaSalam, Shemati 225.
Perfect. What does that mean? What does it mean that one cannot raise himself up from his own circle? Let's do a round between us.
That we have to equalize with our 10, because somebody help me out, add to that.
Equalize with the 10, and you can't do it by yourself because the other 9 are the creator, and you need the creator to do it.
The only way, one of the ways to see the creator is to be able to see it in the other 10, in the other 9.
Some new people have come in, and the question for them, Roberto, that Zohar just asked was, how can we not rise without our circle or above our circle? Something like that.
What does it mean that only my friends can raise me from my circle?
You can't pray for yourself. You have to have others pray for you.
More friends?
Like that only our friends can pray for us, and the expression that's used is love of friends, and that of is the key word there, because we need the friends to receive that love from the friends in order for us to get closer to the creator and build that strength.
Jerio? Katya? Kathy? Once again, the question. What does it mean that only my friends can raise me from my circle? If you didn't answer yet, we're waiting for yours. And thank you for turning on your cameras. It's wonderful. Derek, what does it mean that we cannot raise ourselves from our own circle, that we need our friends to do so?
Hi, good evening, dear friends. Sorry for being a bit tardy, but to me, so, that means only those who are in the same intention of the goal can appeal to my heart. Only those who share the same intention with me and who seek to grow their similarity to form with the Creator can make any meaningful effects or changes in my life. And I would guess.
Thank you. Rick, can you do so without hurting yourself driving? I can unmute you. Hey,
Yeah. I had a survey I had to do today because there's no one in the parking lot. So, you know, a circle is a line that's completed. And if one of us decides that we no longer want to be a part of it, then it breaks the link. It's kind of like a cell. You know, a cell's made up of atoms, and atoms are made up of molecules, and molecules make the cell. If one of those atoms decides they no longer, even one of those electrons or one of those protons or one of those neutrons decides they no longer want to be a part of the process, then the whole thing explodes. It caves in upon its own weight. So, you know, a circle is a thing that we find in nature that it constructs itself, and that's what we're made up of. And so if we decide that we want to break this circle, we want to break this bond, you know, and that's what molecules are made of, covalent bonds or whatever, then the molecule falls apart and we have a free radical. And a free radical, the body sorts it out and tries to kill it. So the circle is us, and that's what makes us up. So it's impossible not to have it. Impossible.
thank you, Rick. Gary, you want to add?
I came a little late, so I don't know what the question is.
What does it mean that only my friends can lift me from my circle, and I can't lift myself from there?
Only my friends can lift me from the circle,
Raise me from my circle, yeah.
raise me from my circle. Raise me from my circle. Well, I know that it's been said that you can't, a prisoner cannot release himself from prison. He needs others to do that for him. And I can't do it myself. I need others to connect with so that they can lift me from my present circumstances. It's not possible for me to have that kind of relationship directly with the Creator unless I'm bestowing. And who can I bestow to? I need my circle to bestow. And if I bestow, it puts me in congruence with the Creator. It puts me on the same wavelength of bestowal, and that will bring in the reforming light and will lift me and everyone that I'm connected with. That's the short explanation. My explanation.
All right, we've been going through a week since we met last time. What's a question that came up to us this week? Something that made us feel like this is something we need to figure out with the friends, or this is something we need to hash out here, that maybe I'm having this issue, maybe others are having it, maybe something we can discuss. Anyone?
I read a blog this week, or a paper or whatever, from the Rav, and he basically was saying that we suffer because we don't agree with the Creator's guidance, and that we should say a prayer that goes along the lines of, Creator, change us. We suffer from cursing you on our hearts. And I was thinking about that, and I'm trying to get around the problem of, okay, am I still asking this because I'm suffering? He said, since we turned the prayer into something for the Creator, that the Creator would answer that. But I started thinking about it. Why am I asking this prayer? Am I asking this prayer to get out of suffering, or because I want to follow the Creator's providence like He wants me to? So I've been stuck on that for days, and it's driving me crazy. Any opinions on it?
That's awesome. Thank you, Tom. Let me ask you this first of all. What do I consider a problem? Anyone?
But
Something that hurts.
Something that hurts. Yeah. More?
something I guess, I'm going to throw this in there too. I also read something he wrote. It was a Deuteronomy Torah. I can't remember the number, but it says you wishing is him wishing in you. So the things I have problems with, or the ego has problems with, is actually being put in me. And then I'm supposed to
So
accept
who gives me my problems?
the creator.
Anyone disagree with that? All right. If not, there's something wrong with us, right? So all the problems I have in my life, right? The so-called, and I say so-called problems, they came from the creator. What does the creator give us, by the way? You know the nature of the creator. What does he give us?
Light.
Say again?
Light.
Light. Or?
Free will.
Free will.
To a degree.
Everything.
Everything.
Opportunities to come closer to him.
Nice. More? Let me put it this way. The creator is not confused like we are. He's very clear on what he wants. He wants us closer. He wants to give us his love in abundance, right? And he knows what we need to do that. So everything he gives us is exactly what we need. Some of those things that he gives us that we need are awesome. Oh, it feels so good. It's yummy. It's tasty. It's pleasant. And some of those things that he gives us, which are also what we need to get closer to him, are not yummy. They're painful. They're disturbing. They're, causing us to feel in a way that we call it a problem. The problem is not what the creator is giving us is wrong and that we need to correct that. The problem is that from my perspective, from my perception of reality, I see everything through the filter of my ego. If I'm seeing everything through my ego, anything that is not conducive to supporting my ego and letting it stay in control, keeping it, the reign of the ego, the reign of Pharaoh, I look at it as a problem. So if I come to the creator and say, I think you got this wrong, creator. You gave me the wrong thing. What you gave me is actually a problem. Then I'm obviously not justifying the creator, right? You think about what Tom read to us. I mean, this is exactly what Rob is saying. What you're asking is to see the things from the providence and the way they really are. You're asking him to correct your vision, your perception, not to take away the so-called problem away from you, because he gave you exactly what you needed. Even if it seemed like it's a terrible thing that he gave you, he's giving you the perfect thing. So then what you find yourself in a situation where what you need is, I need to not look at what he gave me as something that's a problem, but to see it as something that brings me closer to him. You ever heard the word tzaddik? Anyone know what the word tzaddik means?
It's a righteous.
Righteous, right? We want to become righteous. The word tzaddik in Hebrew comes from lehatzdik, to justify. Meaning, if I can justify his actions on me, what he's giving me, I'm a righteous. So when he's giving you what you call a blow, trouble, problems, and all that, and you see it for what it really is, you're justifying him. From our nature, it's hard to do because it hurts. It's unpleasant. But once you're corrected, once you pray for the right thing, let me see the truth here. Let me do it so that I can justify you. Let me see how this is bringing me closer to you. Not take away this pain from me, or take away this suffering from me, or take away this problem. You made a mistake. That would be, being wicked. That would be,
Okay, can I say something?
Yes, please.
I understand totally what you said. This is the problem I'm having. I feel like I'm wanting to see it from his perspective and understand his providence because I want to escape the suffering. So what is the difference? If you want to escape the suffering by him answering what you really want, or if you just finally get fed up for asking for what he wants and you tell him, look, just make me see it the way you see it. And it's still for the reason of escaping the suffering. Isn't that still selfish?
I hear what you're saying. That's the difference between what we call lishma and lo lishma. Meaning, I want the end results to be, adhesion, and I want to be with him and all that. Really, what I want is to be out of pain. I want out of the suffering. So if that's the reason you're doing it, you're saying, I want you to correct my vision so that I won't have to feel the pain. That's definitely lo lishma. That's not for the right reason. But if I'm saying, do this, make this change in me so that I can justify you, so I can be close to you, so I can bring you contentment, don't worry about the pain. Yes.
It's hard to see when you're in that much pain that that's your ego. It's really hard to see because you end up being the victim, but that victim perspective is also your ego. And one of the really hard things is to sit in that pain for a while until you can see it clearer.
And I could say what I want, but when I dig deep down into it, I feel like I'm doing it just to get out of the suffering.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, how do you get around that?
Anyone?
You sit in it.
You gotta train yourself to immediately pay attention to the Creator every time it happens, because that's all it is. It's the Creator trying to get your attention. That's what I've found, Tom. It's not just an escape route from the pain. It's the first thought that you need to train yourself to go to at all times. Is the
How do we do that?
Look for the good in everything. What is the lesson I have to learn?
More?
And go through that lesson. And like Andy was saying, sit in it. Look at it. What is it? What good is it? What good is this trying to give me? And just be happy with it. Be happy that he gave you what you need. And you may not see it at first. Ask him to let you see it.
More? Gary?
Yeah, I agree with what Carrie's saying. The problem is, at the level you're at, it's words. Okay, yeah, do this. Meantime, I'm in agony. I think from a practical point of view, I think the first thing you got to do is take a deep breath and try as best you can suspend judgment, and then say, try to think, why is this happening to me? One of the other things you can realize is that if you're in pain, I don't want to be in pain, not so much because I want to relieve my suffering, but a little trick here. And you can say, well, if I'm in pain, I'm causing pain to the whole Shekhinah, the whole soul, because I'm a part of that soul. So by alleviating, I'm sorry for that pain. I want that pain to go away because I don't want everybody else's soul to suffer with it. And then if you start going along that line and thinking, well, why is the Creator giving me this? Oh, give me more of this. This is giving me an opportunity to make correction. And sometimes this kind of thinking, because the mind will follow one thought, it can't go in different, it can only go in one direction. You begin to get yourself out of this, I think, from a practical point of view, I think.
Everything you guys are saying is beautiful. I mean, these are all nice techniques and all that. What's missing here? You're all missing one big thing. What is it?
Oh, if I could add on to it, please, Lohan? I can say, I remember this is kind of prophetic of what Samadhi 1 talks about, where it says the left rejects and the right abducts. And it says, through the power of that rejection, it brings one's a complete need and a desire to crawl out to the Creator. for the correction and alleviation of such pain that you feel from this thing you call pain. So this is exactly the tool that the Creator uses to bring you to call out to Him for that desire. And this is exactly the purpose of what we're talking about.
Right. We're all sitting here, and this is all beautiful. Okay? Everyone's saying the right things. We're all sitting here. I realize the Creator is good that does good. There's none else besides Him. He is not going to give me anything that I don't need. He's giving me always what I need. And yet, every time I get that slap, it stings. And I'm not thinking from that point of view. I'm thinking about this thing, and it hurts. I'm not sitting there and thinking, oh, Shamati won. I'm not thinking there, oh, gratitude for being slapped. I'm not thinking, oh, wow, this is awesome. I got the left line. Now I can correct it with the right line. I'm not sitting there and I'm thinking, oh, I should take a deep breath. I want to punch something. I want to hurt something. I want to take it out somehow. That's my nature. That's how I'm doing it. What am I missing? And we all have it, by the way.
Faith above reason?
More?
You're talking about the deficiency.
More?
Friends?
There you go. My 10. What's the problem with the fact that I'm seeing things from the point of view that I'm looking at this thing and not at something else? Because I'm looking at it from the point of what it does for me. My filter, my zoom right now, not my zoom, my prism that I'm looking through the world, my ego. That's my ego. Where do I want to put that prism?
Outside of you, externally.
Which is where?
Behind.
Behind? I want to put it in the center of my 10. If I can put it in the center of my 10, everything that comes to me in this world, or comes to my friends in this world, or happens in the world, or happens in general, if I could look at the world through the prism of the 10, it has a different context. Does this still hurt? Yeah, it hurts. But all of a sudden I realized, wow, I just went more closer to my friends. Wow, I just wanted to pray to the Creator. But guess what? When do we pray to the Creator most?
In crisis.
In crisis. The bigger the crisis, the closer I am to the Creator.
Does that mean you're closer to the friends?
I sure hope so.
Explain.
You have another way? Who here has another way?
If I could give a little experience, I've been trying to get in here for the last few minutes, but 27 years ago, I was standing behind my car and a guy hit me at 65 miles an hour and smashed me between two cars. And so I've lived with pain. It took me 10 years just to be able to lift my foot. And so I've lived with pain every day of my life since that happened in 1990. But it wasn't until this last Congress when Rob said, hey, do you wake up with pain? Thank the Creator, because He's telling you you're alive, and your 10 is the answer to that pain. And since the Congress, I've came home and I've started doing that. And so I've used that pain then as a reminder that I have a 10, and that 10 is a place to have that pain alleviated. And I'll tell you, from practical experience, it works. Okay, it works.
Can I say
so I've only been doing it for 10 days, but I'm telling you, I feel a difference.
Great.
I would like to say one more thing. Yes. Adam, I totally agree with you. You got to train yourself to get into that thought. I want to ask y'all, do y'all find it be a sliding scale? Like there are times you can really get into the thought, and there are times like you fall back down to the bottom and you say, damn it, I'm just doing this for myself now.
I'm like Rick. I have had several life-altering or even fatal things happen to me that only that instant thought of the Creator has caused me to continue. So I'm already trained. It's a little different for me.
Not fatal, Adam.
Other people would have been dead, okay, if they hadn't done what naturally came to me, which was to call out to the Creator, and thank the Creator and bless and laugh right while it's happening with a blood point out.
Guys, we're all aware that we're not alone here, and that there's providence, and we need to connect to the Creator. That's our goal. We want contact with Him. In fact, that's how we make it important. If I want the Creator to be important to me, then everything is in that context. Let's not forget that our point of contact to the Creator is our 10. And if you don't immerse yourself in that 10 and build that connection in the 10 and try to draw light to the 10, you'll never look at the world and the reality and the day and by the way, this is what Rav has been doing to us in the last week and a half. He's been putting us through a pressure cooker of you no longer live just during the lesson. The lesson is just to prepare you for the day. Your reality is now your spiritual path. Everything that's happening to you, it's coming from the right, from the left, from inside, from outside. You don't know where it's really coming from because it just seems like it's inside and outside. It's all from the same source. And our work is to respond to it. Now, if I'm responding to it, and by the way, having faith in the Creator, like many people have had even before they came to Kabbalah, and thanking the Creator or praising Him or praying to Him or doing that, that's what the whole world is doing. We want to create the Creator between us.
Yeah.
We want to actually advance in that direction where we will actually be in that place where the Creator is waiting for us to build. We want to bring Him contentment. Not for Him to bring us contentment, for us to bring Him contentment. If we concentrate on that, just like you've heard from Rabash and from Bala Sulam, that one who has thoughts on his friends, he's no longer thinking about himself. Just like that, we will also be in the same situation with the Creator. Is it easy? No. Are you going to fall 1,000 times for every time you rise? Of course. That's why we're still in preparation and still in correction. If we were already corrected, if we were already in that state where we could maintain it and stay in that way, that's awesome. But we're not there yet. We need to work on the connection between us in the 10. We have to work on that strength so that from now on, I will see everything from that context. What brings me closer to the 10? What distances me from the 10? If you look at the world through that lens, you will start looking and seeing that which I called a problem was actually a gift. And that which I thought was a gift was also a gift. There's nothing but that. Everything is a way to get closer to Him. Through what? Through the 10. We really need to go into prayer right now, friends.
Yeah, so may I say, is it wrong? I wanted some clearance on this. Is it wrong because I oftentimes discern that it's probably beneficial to the Creator to end my corporeal demise, and I should be thankful for that. I don't know if it's wrong. I don't wake up ever thinking about thanking Him for life, as if I'm thanking Him for my existence to be here, which is a service to me. And sometimes I feel the Creator calls on me to do a greater thing, like to get to my friends, to just disseminate His word, but to my be here and enjoying life, that in itself is selfish.
Right. There's no mitzvah in suffering. It's not like there's a commandment. You must suffer. That's for sure not.
That's why I'm in the 10, because this can't go on this way. I have to find the next step, and my next step was coming to Kabbalah with the 10s. Otherwise, it's a bloody mess.
It's by the carrot or the stick.
Yeah, but the carrot or the stick will change when you change the prism. Why? Because right now, I look at the world, and how do I see it? Even the 10, even the Kabbalah, even everything like that. Does it make me feel good? Oh, that's good. Does it make me feel bad? Oh, that's bad.
Yes.
And I want to change. I want to see, does it make us closer to the goal? That's good. Does it make us further away from the goal? That's bad. That's the only context in which we would be taking things. Once we're in that state, everything else dissipates. This world dissipates away. And we live in a world that is all good. And right now, the way we're going to bring on that world, we're going to go connect to all our friends. We'll get into 15 minutes of silent prayer. Pray for them really well. And if you join for the preparation for the lesson, Chicago tonight is going to be giving a report to the World Kli about our group and our 10. And so it would be wonderful for you to participate there. Like I said, if you guys want to have a longer session next week, let's start a little earlier. Write to us and let us know that that's what you want. and we can start 15, 20 minutes. And if everyone shows up on time, we can even have a, it seems like we're slowly joining. It looks like just as we're about to finish, everyone's leaving. I'm really
Happy birthday, Zor.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
happy birthday. Many happy returns. Are we coming back after the 15 minutes, or are we just going straight into the young group?
No, we're going to the lesson. Oh, young group is going to start at 7. Yeah, I'm going to actually have to be there at 7. So I'll, those of you who are coming to the young group, I'll see you there. Okay?
Happy birthday, Zohar.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Zohar. Thanks for everything.
Lahaim to everyone.
Lahaim.
I'm great friends.